So it's 2 in the morning. I've just come to check on the 3D prints, and look, basically the plastic stopped going through the extruder just at the end of the print, and that's what you can see here. But let me show you the problem and how it happened. Okay, so let me show you what looks like has happened. I just put that washer back on, but check this out. Look at that. Look at that amount of just wiggle. So what's happened is this aluminium pulley, or not a pulley, but the aluminium little gear that pushes the filament has been just turning so long on this steel, what I guess is steel pin, that it's actually worn the pulley to have that kind of a, which is totally normal, because aluminium's like more malleable than steel. This has happened, but I'm gonna find a workaround and maybe put a, I don't know what yet, but I'll find a way how to fix this. But that is literally amazing. I've actually got urgent prints to finish, so what I'm gonna do is I might just tape up the pin and then just push that on just as a makeshift. Just trying to think what I'm going to do it with. But this is very interesting. Hello again. So you saw that bad quality video. I apologize for that. It was like 2 AM and this basically broke or wore away. So what happened was the extruder stopped extruding at a point. I took the extruder apart, and what I found was what you saw in that video previously. So what's happened is this hole, which is closest to the extruder, has worn away, and it's basically bigger than it should be. Now if you look at this pulley, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually like a metal sleeve in there to stop the wear, and that's on the outside. But on the inside there is no metal sleeve. So, because I need the printer up and running as soon as possible, what I've done is I haven't done the repair yet, so I'm going to be doing it live on the video. So what I'm planning to do is I've taken bearings. I've gotten bearings, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill only halfway. I'm not going to drill all the way to this shim, and I like this metal like shim that doesn't wear away, because this hole hasn't gotten bigger, and this has, because this is aluminium. So what I've planned to do is I plan to drill as far as I need to then put this little bearing in there, and I've checked it. This little bearing should just really tightly fit onto the pin. It might not, because there is like it's like 3.1, yeah, it's a very small difference, and they don't make bearings like 3.1. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be drilling. So this outside is 6.9 millimeters, the outside of the bearing. So I've got a 7mm drill bit ready to go, and I mean, let's see how it works. I hope it works. Otherwise, I'm going to have to buy a new one of these. But I kind of don't want to, because it's going to come at the same. It's going to come aluminium, like aluminium here, a shim here. It would be great if I could find that same shim and then just drill the hole and put the shim in there, and then have this never wear out. But we'll see if this works. If this works, I don't really have the time to look for a shim like that. Otherwise I would. So I just have to kind of try this, see if it works, and fingers crossed it does. Oh, so I don't have to drill very deep. Alright, let's see how it goes. It should do it. Hopefully. I would normally use a pedestal drill, but mine has a little bit of a wobble in it. So I definitely wouldn't use that. Alright, I drilled that a tiny bit deeper. Let's see now. I'm just taking a look. That should be good. Okay. I'm gonna try and put this still in the center. I'll try and there we go. Let's see how far we can get it. Nice. I like that. That looks really nice. There we go. Awesome. Alright. And now it's gonna be a bit of a pain because I think the pin and this is really very close to the same size. So I'm assuming once I put it on, I don't think I'll be getting it off. But hopefully this doesn't wear out. I know this hole hasn't worn out, or if it has, it's a very small amount, and this is a little bearing now, so I had no clue that this was gonna break. But it was, I mean, when it did break, it was 2 AM. I didn't really panic because I kind of knew, you know, how to makeshift fix it, but it was hard to get to sleep because I was just thinking of ways of how to fix it and what's available to me, and bearings are the most available, and I can drill a hole, so that was my go-to plan. Alright, let's see if it works. Okay, I hope I picked a good angle. And what did I do? Fantastic. Typical. No idea what I did with the pulley now. Hey kitty. Aha, there it is. Alright, I hope I picked a good angle for you. So basically, let me just put this back together for a quick second so you can see where this came from. So this is what we're looking at. Come on. So there you go. That's all of it together. This is it apart, and you can see which gear. And now, the moment of truth. Here we go. I think it's gonna be pretty tight. Okay, I'll try not to move the extruder. I think this is gonna be pretty damn tight. It's gonna have to. It's going. I don't really. Oh, yeah. Oh, would you look at that? Does it spin? It spins. It's a bit more rough than I want it to be. Maybe not. Let me inspect the other gear. It seems to be pretty good. So I think it's a pretty good success. We'll put the pin on. I mean, whatever. I think it's a circa pin. Is that what I've heard people call it? I think it's called differently in Australia, but I am the worst with things that I don't work with. I don't really remember the names. Alright, let's put this back on. I was gonna put a washer and stop the wearing that you saw, but I don't really think that's an issue at this point. I might look into it later. I hope you got a good angle. Oh, this is a nightmare. Especially with my bloody sausage fingers. That's what they call them. There we go. I think it's pretty good. Now, I might see if I can put some filament, not necessarily put it through, but I might just see if I can. Oh no, I've got the screen off. Okay, maybe I can't. Well, I mean, that looks like a success to me. So I'll have that poor quality video on my phone at the beginning of this video. But once the filament goes through, I think there's going to be a pinch, and then I think it will just work well. I think this is spinning relatively well. I think the only resistance there is at the moment is that gear. That's the main resistance. But yeah, there we go. I mean, I hope this helps and maybe inspires someone to fix this their own way, because I didn't really look at anyone having this problem, and I kind of just came up with this, but you guys will come up with something better. Someone always does come up with something better after seeing a certain repair. Just one more thing, I want to check the wobble. Very minimal wobble compared to yesterday, that was horrific. And to eliminate that wobble, I might put a spacer, and there is space for one. Let me show you. That I might put a thin spacer in between here and this gear, because that is where the wear is happening, right there. So I might put one down the track if I find one. It has to be like 0.4, 0.3 kind of spacer, like a shim. But other than that, it's good. I think we're back on track to print, and I am extremely happy that now it's fixed. Because when it happened at 2 AM, oh, I was just frustrated, but kind of happy because it's another video, I guess. But I guess it's good that I'm doing videos, because now I'm not as frustrated as I would be. I would be so angry if the printer broke, but every time the printer breaks now, I have a reason to kind of take my camera out. So it's kind of cool when something breaks. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know. What can I say? Alright, thanks for watching. Ask me any questions you like. Tell me if I did something wrong. I am like a spring chicken when it comes to this. I'm not as experienced as some of you guys out there, but I hope I can just show my experiences, I guess, and maybe help some people out there who are less experienced. We are back in action, guys. Looks like the repair's holding. Looks like it's doing great.